So, welcome back to another episode of Ave Mujica. So, in the previous episode, oh my god, we are not getting it easy, man. The previous episode was once again very intense, but I feel like it was slightly more palatable. As I said in the previous episode, it feels like the first 4 episodes were kind of like the escalation of the entire arc, and now it's time for the resolution of that entire situation that happened. So I feel like we're working through the entire situation, even though I don't really see a happy ending just yet. I'm sure it's gonna be coming at the end of it, but I don't know how. So in the previous episode, we saw Mutsumi, well, Mortis more so, having a bit of a trying to obviously wake up Mutsumi, and eventually she kind of succeeded, and then she was kind of having like a bit of a I don't know what you would even call that, like a bit of a argument, I guess, with Mutsumi in her head, and people ended up recording her, and everyone saw it because she was outside in public, and luckily people took it as kind of like a skit or of sorts of like, or like her acting, which thank god, man. Imagine if they actually like, you know, made fun of her for that. That would have been harsh, but they luckily took it as a bit of a practice and nothing too bad. But apart from that, we had a ton of stuff happening. So first of all, Soyo also was the one who was actually helping out Mortis quite a bit, which was really cool to see, because I feel like Soyo is oftentimes presented in a very negative light, so it was nice to see her presented in a bit more of a softer, you know, normal light, because here we're seeing Soyo be pretty disconnected from the entire CRYCHIC situation, because Mortis, I guess, I mean, I feel like even though Mutsumi obviously is heavily connected to CRYCHIC, Mortis in a sense is definitely more distant, even though it is, you know, the same person and stuff like that. It feels nice seeing Soyo just helping someone out because she feels like someone needs help, right? I believe for the first time that we saw it in the entire series, right? That she's actually like being extremely helpful out of just the goodness of her heart, which is great to see. I still have my opinions on Soyo. I'm not gonna go through them a lot yet. I saw comments. I think maybe I said it incorrectly. Maybe I think I may have come off as if I dislike Soyo a lot, which is not the case. I'm very neutral on her. And I saw a comment saying that I'm prejudiced towards her. I don't think I'm prejudiced. I think all of my opinions on Soyo are made based on the events that did happen, which is not the definition of prejudice. I just think she is very much flawed, and I'm waiting for her to fix those flaws and fix those mistakes in the past. But people put different weight on like different characteristics. I put a lot of weight on, you know, someone actually apologizing and making up for the mistakes of their past, and I think that's just as important as actually improving as a person, is also going back and actually fixing the things that you did wrong, which Soyo didn't do yet. She didn't apologize to the people that she hurt in the past, and that's the one thing that I'm gonna hold her to. But apart from that, I think she has changed for the better, and obviously we saw in those moments in the previous episode that she is still very much ready to help people who are in need of help, as long as they don't, you know, I feel like she still is very much, she still has a problem with the entire CRYCHIC situation and stuff like that, so as long as they don't get in the way of that, she can still very much be very kind and stuff like that. So that's just my opinion. You guys know my opinions probably on Soyo by now. I feel a similar way with Saki, but for Saki, I don't expect her at all to go back just yet. I feel like she has way too many things to deal with right now to actually think about, you know, how do I make up to other people and stuff like that. I feel like she needs to deal with her own problems first, and I felt the same way with Soyo, but I think Soyo has gone through most of her personal problems, not all of them, but most of them. That's why I have a tiny bit of a different opinion on those two. But either way, I am I don't want to say I'm excited, but I am interested. I think I said the exact same thing in the previous episode, but I'm really interested to see what's gonna happen from here. Obviously we know that in the end they're gonna come together and it's gonna be one happy. I don't know if it's gonna be happy. I presume it's gonna be one nice group, but it is the big question now how that's gonna actually end up happening, right? So I guess we'll see as we watch it. Oh yeah, another thing is I saw an interesting thing about Rana in the comments. People saying, I think there's something to do with like yokais or something who have like, obviously she has heterochromia, right? And obviously she's a cat, and I think there's like a yokai that's like a cat with heterochromia or something that can see like different sides of people, or something to do with Japanese mythology, which I find pretty interesting. It feels like this definitely feels like the most supernatural element of the show so far. She took one look at Mortis and was like instantly able to tell that she has DID. Which I mean, she could very much be like a great therapist then, or like a diagnose. What's the person who diagnoses people? I don't remember, but whatever, the doctor. She could be great at that. I feel like with that kind of power. But yeah, either way, I'm gonna take it as a bit of a just a nod to that mythology, and I don't think it's supposed to be that that insanely important to the plot. But yeah, either way, I am excited to see what's gonna happen from here on out, and how they're all gonna actually eventually come together. Also, another really cool thing was the Umiri situation in the previous episode. I actually really like that. Yeah, I guess we'll see more about that. We only got to see like a sliver of it. But yeah, we'll see more as we watch. So anyways, if you want to watch this, as always, Uncut and Unblurred is on my Patreon down in the description. And let's go into Ave Mujica episode 7. Oh, here we go again. Mm. Oh, this OSD in the back as well. Mm. Ooh. Okay, this is like a minute and a half in. I guess I gotta talk about it. So I think Soyo has actually like really good intentions here, and I appreciate what she's doing. She's obviously trying to make sure that obviously they talk it out. She's trying to make sure that Mutsumi also ends up being okay. The thing is, she doesn't know what Soyo. Well, she said, or Saki, not Soyo. She said that she knows what Saki is going through. I don't think she realizes how much of a mess Saki's head is. And her being this forceful with someone who's in this kind of a situation can very quickly end up backfiring. But it's hard to blame her for, doing something so reckless at this age, right? Obviously, she's not experienced enough or mature enough to think about those kind of things. So, you know what? At the end of the day, that's a good idea by Soya. I appreciate it. As much as I don't think it's the correct way to go about it. It can easily backfire, right? Let's see. Wow, all 4 of them are here. I guess all 5, including Mortis. Mm. Ooh, Yuzumun! Holy! Oh. Oh, it's from that drama. Yeah, I remember. Oh. Mm. No, Saki, don't blame yourself. Well, oh, this is not nice. Oh, this is actually making me really uneasy. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm pausing like every minute. You guys are gonna hate me for this, but this is the kind of thing that I had hoped to see from someone who is actually sorry and is trying to make up for the mistakes that they did in the past. This is the thing that I was talking about in the intro, and I'm so glad to see from Sakiko is she knows that what she's done in the past is a selfish thing to do, even if she had no choice. It did hurt other people around her, Mutsumi in particular, also Soyo and like others. But now she's looking back on it and she's like, I'm responsible for that. I need to somehow either like talk to them or make up to them or do something for them, right? And this is something that I wanted to see. And God, I'm loving Saki more and more as a character because this is the one thing that I had hoped to see from her. And here we go. This is the exact thing that's happening. Even though it's not in a positive way that I was hoping, it still is. It is what I wanted to see. This is a stunning scene. Oh my god! Uh. Ooh. 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 Ah. No one's in the wrong. It's a situation that's fucked. I love this song. Rana with the BGM. No, everyone's just doxing everyone. No, go together. Aww. Come on, say it. No, I think they're all allergic to the word I'm sorry. We saw quite a bit of, or some glimpses of that during my go. Or it's my go. She was always hypercritical of herself. Like, feeling inferior. Mortis. Oh. Oh, finally. Finally, guys. Finally. She said it. She said the words. She said the words. Oh my god. I've been waiting to hear those words. Not from Mutsumi necessarily, because I don't think she needs to say those, but at least someone said it. Finally. It's been such a long time. Oh my god. It's been such a long time since someone actually said those words. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. People seem to be allergic to these words in this anime, but I'm so happy. At least, as I said, I don't think Mutsumi needs to say it, but god, I'm so happy that someone actually verbalized it. Oh my god. And this feels like finally the demo's opened and people are starting to, water is starting to flow, people are starting to talk, and the world is starting to heal slowly but surely. It also, it's really cool how Mortis heard like their actual thoughts on Mutsumi, and I'm guessing that Mortis realized that maybe they're not actually gonna hurt Mutsumi. Maybe I can let them meet Mutsumi without Mutsumi getting hurt if these are their actual thoughts about her. And she was like, you know what? Let's try it out, right? Thank God. Wow. Saki. Yes, I agree. Taki and Mutsumi don't need to apologize. It's not your guys' fault. Rana. Oh. I remember how much that song made me emotional. Hmm? What's up? What's up? Of course, of course. I love how much Anon has grown as well, man. Anon's development was fantastic, man. Oh, we're getting a CRYCHIC stage, guys. That's insane. No emotions on that face. Ooh. Oh, that was tough. That was tough. That was tough. Hmm. I could tell, yeah, I could tell. It is a bit of a mess. My OBS lagged. My OBS couldn't take the emotions. It crashed. That's why there was a weird cut. Ah, yeah. Is it time? Is it time, guys? Is it time? Is it? Come on. You know you want to do it. It is, right? It is! Ah! Oh. They really did this. They really did this to us. That was such nice closure for CRYCHIC. You don't want to get bloated. Oh. Well, that was a scene. Wow, it's almost over. I'm gonna let it play out. Here she is. What? Thanks. What is she yapping about? That's it. No after credit scene in this episode. Wow. Wow. I did not expect this kind of episode this early. This feels like episode 11 type of shenanigans, you know? Oh my god. Okay. Or I guess like episode 10 shenanigans. Because this kind of episode happened in, well, episode 10 for MyGo, or It's MyGo, was the one that ended up, you know, being the episode that solidified the group, I guess, and that ended up you know, kind of like working through the issues. I feel like this is a pretty early episode for what feels like a bit of a climactic one, but in saying that, I do think that there is going to be a lot more left with Umiri and Uika, right? I feel like those two are going to be the main focus from here on out, which I'm excited, and Nyamo as well, which I'm excited for. But let's talk about this episode. Wow, this was a very extremely emotional episode. Jesus Christ, man, I was not expecting this. I feel like this was the final closure for the CRYCHIC situation, alright? I feel like this is kind of like a way for Saki to come to terms with her past and realize that nobody is blaming her, but even then, she did make such a big effort to correct her you know, past. She realizes that what she did back during when she was in CRYCHIC, that did hurt other people. Whether she had a choice or not, it doesn't matter, because she did end up hurting other people around her, right? So, yeah, she didn't have a choice, but that is something that you should apologize for, and that you should still make sure to not redeem, but to make it up to those people that you hurt in the past, right? And she tried her hardest to actually do that, right? She tried her hardest to talk to Mutsumi, to make sure that Mutsumi is okay, because she knows that Mutsumi was suffering a lot because of that, right? And I appreciate that a lot. I do think that Soyo was actually also very, very, very heavily affected by that entire thing. I think they have a bit of a weird relationship, Soyo and Saki, right? So I think that's why they didn't really I mean, that's why Saki didn't go to those lengths to make it up to Soyo as well. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think this is kind of like the show's way to conclude the entire CRYCHIC situation, mostly for Soyo, Mutsumi, and Saki as well, right? I feel like those three are the main ones who needed this kind of closure for the CRYCHIC situation. I feel like they got it. It feels like this also closed up the entire character arc for Soyo. I don't think we're gonna be seeing much more of her. I don't know, maybe after this, they're gonna add some more things to her, but I do think that there is always gonna be a stain on Soyo's character for me personally, for what happened in the past, because those things were very horrible things to do. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's that deep. I think if those girls have like an understanding with each other, that's that. As I said, I feel like different people value different traits differently, so you know what? If they're fine with this, then that's all there is to it, right? Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? But apart from that, it was also great seeing that Mutsumi is back. I don't know what that means for like Mortis and stuff like that. I don't know if Mortis is now gone, or if they're gonna be, or if, I mean, maybe she just is now repressed again, like she was before awakening DID, right? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know actually how exactly DID works. Does it fully go away after, if you manage to like, let's say you get through the trauma and let's say you overcome, can you like overcome DID permanently, or is it always just like when you get a concussion and you're more likely to get it again if you get it once? Is it kind of that kind of thing where once you get DID, there's always a big chance that once something traumatic happens again, it's gonna awaken again? Or is it like fully gone and you're basically as prone to it as anyone else is in the future? I'm not certain, but maybe it's different for different people as well. Either way, I feel like Mortis is now going to be more dormant, and I feel like Mutsumi is going to be the main, I guess, personality, alter, whatever you want to call it, which is going to be really nice. Because that obviously that means that there's not much more that Mortis needs to defend Mutsumi from. That means that Mutsumi can actually, well, doesn't need the shield anymore, which I'm happy to see. What else was there that I wanted to talk about? I liked Soyo this episode. Honestly, I liked Soyo a lot this episode. As I said, I have my gripes with her, but I do think that she did some great things this episode. Even if she is at times very, like, a bit too forward, a bit too forceful in her methods, I do think that she was trying her best to actually do something really, really good. And I appreciate that a lot. I really liked Soyo here. She was great. Okay, yeah. Saki was also absolutely, like, she was, like, as I said, absolutely fantastic character. I absolutely love her. She absolutely redeemed all of her qualms, all of the qualms that I had in the past with her. She redeemed it in this episode. Everything that I was like, you know what, that's one thing, because as I said many times, I'm waiting for Saki to, you know, go back and actually redeem the things that she did in the past. Even though she didn't have a choice, I was waiting for her to go back. And the same thing with Soyo, right? I was waiting for her to go back and, you know, make up for the things, for the, not mistakes, but for the people that she hurt in the past. And she did. She did. In my opinion, she did enough to warrant that. So, you know what? Props to Saki for that. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And now I feel like the next episode is going to be a lot more centered around Umiri, which is going to be really cool. I'm really excited for that because she is an enigma. Also, Uika is also an enigma. I feel like Nyamu is not that much of an enigma. I feel like Nyamu is pretty straightforward. And I like that about her. She's pretty straightforward. I do think that she also definitely should be the one to apologize in the future. Or even though she's a kind of character that I can't really see it, because she's pretty open with her, you know, underhandedness, I guess. She's pretty open with it. That's why it doesn't feel as scummy. Because she's not manipulating people. She's just absolutely making use of the situation as much as she can. So it doesn't feel as scummy, but she also definitely should be, definitely did hurt people in the past and should be apologizing in the future, or at least making it up to the people that she hurt, right? But wow, what a fantastic episode. Jesus Christ, I did not expect that. This definitely felt like a CRYCHIC end arc, and I am happy to see that because I feel like it is finally time to bury the past and move forward with the entire Ave Mujica and Maigo situation without ever mentioning CRYCHIC again. Thank God. I mean, I actually saw on Twitter, like earlier, like before, like an hour or two before the episode, I saw the official BanG account tweeting like that they added like a CRYCHIC song to the game, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's weird timing. I didn't expect it to be because of this episode. That's actually crazy. Wow, that's insane. But fuck. I feel like there's many things that I still want to talk about, but I don't remember what else I wanted to talk about. That's always a problem with these Ave Mujica reactions. Every time I turn off the camera, I just remember like 7 things that I still wanted to talk about. But I'm gonna talk about it in next week's episode, so I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.